Hey, welcome back to another episode of Media Talks TV. I'm Tony J again. I know it's been a minute since I posted up a video, and I guess last few weeks I've been working, so I haven't had time to really post up any videos. So forgive me for not showing any consistency on my part. But if you're still here, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. So I guess today's episode is going to be about the new Grand Theft Auto. We just got the trailer couple of couple of days ago. People were talking about it, and I wanted to know your insight on what you thought about the trailer. And I'm also going to give my take on the trailer myself. But what's so interesting about this new Grand Theft Auto that makes it completely different from the five previous ones is that this one takes place in modern day Miami, or what you call Vice City. And what's interesting about this one is that it's very, very current. So I don't know what to say about what's going to be in it, but telling from the makeup of the game, um, I know it's going to be an online thing, just like Grand Theft Auto 5. Um, hmm. The trailer set out for me for in a lot of ways. Uh, I wanted to take this time to really have an overall discussion about Grand Theft Auto and its impact on American culture. Um, I know from my perspective, I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since I was in the eighth grade. First time I played Grand Theft Auto, I played Vice City. That was over a friend's house a long time ago, back in 2000 and probably actually late 2003, going in 2004. So I was late to the party. But my friend, he had a PlayStation 2, and it was my first time actually playing Vice City. But what really initially drew me to Vice City was that it was a cross between it kind of was a play on Miami Vice and Scarface in a sense. And of course that's where they were really hinting at. Um what was so interesting about that game, I took an automatic liking to Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I didn't play Grand Theft Auto 3 until after I finished Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But one of the things that really stuck out with me was kind of like this whole virtual play on the drug trafficking thing. And, even when that video game came out, there was a lot of controversy around surrounding it because on the news they talked about Miami being in the midst of it, a lot of people in Miami didn't like it, especially how the Cubans and the Haitians were portrayed in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Um, Especially the Haitian community wanted to see the video game banned at the time. And every time a Grand Theft Auto game came out, uh, there was always some type of controversy. So when San Andreas came out, it was the issue with the hot coffee mode. Parents didn't want their kids playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because there was a pornographic scene in the video game that you could unlock, and a lot of parents were returning copies of the game back to the store because they didn't have adult only on there, but they had the um rated M, and of course it was rated M. But at the time, parents were extremely upset that hot coffee mode was on there and that there was actually a gameplay within it that simulated sex. But, you know, I never got through finishing San Andreas because I think the last one was the plane mission and I never got past that. So I decided to to kind of stopped playing it after a while, and then after that I kind of moved on to True Crime New York City, and I took a liking to that. So I was all over the place. But then, of course, 2008 came around, and Grand Theft Auto 4 came out. 4 was a little bit more modern. So they didn't go back in the day like the other previous two. Um, and of course, I finished that game. I didn't like Grand Theft Auto 4 too much because compared to San Andreas, of course, you couldn't buy real estate or anything in it. But the what made it unique was what made it interesting was the fact that, you know, I guess it was the cars and the detail of the cars that made it interesting. So I continued playing with it and I beat the missions. And then I moved on from that and started playing GTA 5. I never got to the online version because I played GTA 5 on Xbox 360. Then I played it again on Xbox One. Now, here's the kicker with all the GTA franchises. Um, Going back to GTA 4, GTA 4 was based in New York, of course, Liberty City. Um, that one caused a lot of controversy in New York, even so much as Michael Bloomberg actually telling people, we're not going to sell any games that gives you points for shooting cops. And that, even then people had a complete uproar about the franchise, even though it's still one of the most wealthiest uh game franchises of all time. But One of the things with Grand Theft Auto 5, I never got to do the online version because the online version costs money to play. And sometimes they drop, individual story missions. That was good, but and then there was also after playing Grand Theft Auto 4, that the last two GTA stories, the Lost and the Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony, I played those and I finished those. And I kind of got after that, I kind of got bored of it after that, you know, because there wasn't much you could do. Um, but GTA 5 was good because of how it was able to scale Los Angeles and what the detail that you could do anything you want within that franchise. So the online thing kind of really lasted very long, you know. With GTA 6, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'll tell you why. Because gaming is starting to take a turn for the worst. And me personally, being the age that I am, I don't have the time nor the energy to play a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 the way I did with the past franchises. And what I mean by that and what I understand by that is, you know, people buy gaming systems all the time. And one of the things with Xbox and the PlayStation series is that every year you have to upgrade your system. People are paying almost $700 to $900 for the Xbox Series X. And I remember when the Xbox Series X came out, how expensive it was and how people were buying up all the systems and actually selling it on eBay to price people out of the market and price gouge. And this is one of the things that really made me lose faith in gaming was the issue of the price gouging on the game systems and game consoles. I love gaming. I enjoy playing video games, but not at the detriment of where I have to spend a lot of money in order to play the game. When I started buying video games for my consoles, the price range when you went into GameStop was $59.99. That was the original price point. By the time I got to my sophomore year, when I went to college, all the games were $69.99. And then the platinum versions were $89.99. Or really $79.99. And uh with these new games, they came what we call DLCs, or downloadable content. And the thing about downloadable content is when you're playing the game, within the game, you got to pay for more stuff, for the expansion packs. And even when I play certain games, like I play Madden, or I play NBA 2K, or I play Call of Duty, and there were downloadable content that I had to pay for. Then you had to pay for the strategy guide. And I never liked that. And I got tired of doing that. And I got tired of spending all this money when I could easily save money. And you're paying upwards to almost $120, close to 100, close to $200 on some of these games. And you got to remember and you got to keep in mind, um, the games that are coming out today with the amount of space that it takes up on game consoles, most of the time you have to upload a disc and then you had to have a second disc just to play. Like it was the same way when I did Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I mean not San Andreas, but Grand Theft Auto 5. It was two discs when I was playing on a 360. I had to upload. I had to upload the content, and then once I finished that, then I could play the game on the second disc. And it was crazy. I never liked that. So many game systems or game consoles are created that have only 1 terabyte of space. And even with that 1 terabyte, you're forced to actually delete some games off of the console. I've had to delete Madden at one point when I was playing Red Dead Redemption. So it's crazy, with the main point that I'm trying to make is that game consoles with the improvement in graphics, game consoles cannot fit all of that data into the game system. So it's going to force a lot of people to actually do online gaming as opposed to console gaming, because consoles have gotten more expensive. But the major, even with the major caveat with online gaming, is the fact that if you don't have certain graphic cards in your computer, it could actually overclock your processor, and your processor will, a lot of things could happen. System could freeze up, system could actually fail, the BIOS could actually fail if you continue to play those types of games. So, PC gamers might have a hard time with this. And my main concern with Rockstar games, with people anticipating Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, I want everybody to really take note that Rockstar fouled up when they was doing the upgraded versions of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 3, which were their two great games, the 20th anniversary of those games, that had glitches in it. And my main concern, even with this, is what if GTA 6 comes with some major glitches? Some of the major glitches, some people don't remember there was major glitches in San Andreas. If you don't remember, how you could, when you're playing the game, CJ walks into the wall and it looks like they're falling, and then it looks like they're falling off the map, and then you get a wasted sign, even though you didn't actually die in the game. There have been situations where the the triggers, usually you use the triggers to shoot and aim, But then what happens is your I had a situation one time, even when I was playing it on Xbox 360, playing San Andreas on Xbox 360, where I had to press the A button just to aim and shoot. And that's one of the problems that I found with Rockstar games is sometimes they have glitches and sometimes you have software kinks that don't get improved. And people gonna be spending major money anticipating what might what might be one of the best parts of this franchise. But we have to be very, very careful when thinking about, this new GTA 6 game because I do just because there's an amazing character development and character arc, there could be a lot of problems with the game, and you gotta anticipate um there being controversy surrounding the game because now the game is focused on Florida and it's really focused on, from what I've seen from the trailer, is that it's focused on current day Florida, and we all know how Florida is. But we could even go deeper than that based on the trailer. The fact of, it's kind of a trap in a sense because everybody's looking to escape something when they play in a video game. And one of the main things about escapism is that you get trapped in this world, but this world is actually being reflected upon you when you play this game. Not that it's not going to be fun or entertaining or anything, but the game itself in this current version is problematic because it's a reflection of what's currently going on in the world right now. And if you look at it, it's got all this exuberance, all this vapidness. And we know Miami is known for a lot of vapid people, vapid materialistic type of people, this exuberance of capitalism and classism all being kind of portrayed all at once. And it's like when you turn the game system off, you're faced with the current reality about your society being reflected upon you in this video game, in a sense. You know, it's not that I have a problem with it. It's just that if you look at some of the older versions of San Andreas, everything, or San Andreas or Grand Theft Auto 3, everything is about, criminality, criminal enterprises, drugs, drug dealing, drug selling, shooting and killing people, taking cars, stealing cars. But one of the things that's problematic is we've had a generation of kids who grew up maybe 10 or 11 years old playing Grand Theft Auto, and then we're starting to see an increase in carjackings around the country. right now. People, young kids, teenagers stealing cars. And now I know a video game doesn't necessarily make you go out and do these things. I do understand that. But the culture is glorifying something that if you don't get a handle on it now, there's going to be another generation engaging in those types of behaviors. And we're living in a current society right now in an era where a lot of the youth don't understand consequences for their actions. And one of the things that I know about this game in particular, because we've been dealing with this for the last, this game has been around for over 2 decades, or this franchise has been. And the problem is that, you know, there's the money factor. There is the issue with the influence on younger kids being exposed to it, and also the issue with gaming becoming an entity similar to gambling. And I'm telling you, a lot of these new gaming industries, they want to be right up there with the gambling industry. That's why they don't come out. You don't notice that a lot of games don't come out or haven't been produced because there's certain sectors of esports that want to make money, real money off these games, and they want to see a potential and how they could get people addicted in order to keep paying more for these games. And that's one of my biggest issues. It's nothing wrong with playing a video game for enjoyment. I like to play video games for enjoyment. I like to enjoy myself when I'm playing a video game, unwind. But the biggest issue with this is that with gaming being gaming going into the next generation, especially with AI being a thing, we're going to start to see people get so addicted to gaming that people spend money or digital currency within these virtual worlds, and they get stuck in these virtual worlds and don't know how to shut it off or back away from it. It's kind of like fantasy football and gambling. You know, reason why fantasy football is so profitable for people to bet on sports teams is because it's making them money by feeding into an obsession of some sort. And I feel like Vice is trying to, not Vice City, but Grand Theft Auto 6 is trying to line itself up to make extreme, insane amounts of money. And I think they're going to make this a world bigger than probably the original GTA 5, and just upload and give up certain aspects of gaming where, well, not give up, but they're going to make it into a world where people can spend money that they don't really have. People already have a gambling addiction, and this will just exacerbate gaming addiction in a sense. And that's just my main concern about Grand Theft Auto 6. Not that I like or dislike the game. I've always loved the franchise, but I feel like the franchise is trying to look for a way to make profit off of these fantasy worlds that they're creating. And I feel like them focusing on the backdrop and the timeline on which they're focusing on seems a lot like they're trying to get people addicted to this game where they spend money or they spend their last dollar on it. But you tell me what you think. Am I wrong? Maybe I am. But I know one thing. I know where the smoke is with these types of games. That's one primary reason why I stopped playing video games a long time ago. Because it used to be about fun. Now it's just all about money. How much money you can get out of me if I get a subscription and make a not just a donation, but pay all this money out for downloadable content and DLCs and online gaming, and get subscription to online gaming. Like I'll finish the story missions and then all of a sudden I got pay 20 a month to be in that particular world. That's all I'm trying to say. This has been another Media Talks episode with your host, Tony J. I thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, click the like. Try to get my videos back in the analog. Thanks for watching. I'm out.